Be ready. 5 seconds. Sir, I would like to begin my speech by saying that when you look at the budget, you will find that a large part of the budget has been put in, or the allocation has been put in for Air India Assets Holding Company. Now, when we talk about that, we feel that the pressure went on to the government and Air India to purchase these planes. Therefore, as the Honorable Minister and the government have said, we want to be facilitators. We want to give you guidelines and be a part of the facilitating process to help this out. For this, after disinvestment of Air India through DIPAM, rupees 9,259 crore have gone in for this year, and it will go in for successive years for the misdeeds of the previous UPA government, thanks to which we have to now pay for it to get us out of the financial stress vis-a-vis the Ministry of Civil Aviation. At that time, EGOM was headed by a member who was the then Home Minister of the Government of India, and the EGOM changed the rates from September to December. This has to be mentioned on the floor of the House because due to this problem, we, meaning the civil aviation industry, the Air India and the Maharaja had to face a problem due to which we have to now divest and look towards the divestment route. Therefore, this money has been kept there. Under the Look East policy, the Government of India, under the leadership of Prime Minister, has considered the importance of Holongi Airport. The agricultural produce of Arunachal Pradesh transporting through Krishi Udan scheme will be helpful to the people of Arunachal Pradesh. Therefore, the progress is going on. Madam, I would like to mention that civil aviation is one of the fastest growing sectors. We passed through the COVID-19 period. We had 61 million passengers in 2013-14. There was a growth of 14% at that time. What do we need to modernize our airports? The answer has already been stated by the then Minister of Civil Aviation, Shri Hardeep Singh Puri, in February 2020. I think the Honorable Minister and the Prime Minister have looked at Jewar Airport. Under the Prime Minister Gati Shakti scheme, how can we have multimodal transport system from Jewar Airport to Gautam Budh Nagar or elsewhere. My previous speaker was talking about ATF. The Honorable Minister has requested everyone to reduce the taxes on ATF. He has personally written to every state. I belong to the state of Rajasthan. My state has 26% tax on ATF. The previous speaker was talking about West Bengal. They have 25% tax on ATF. How can we help tourism if we cannot reduce the taxes on ATF? It will affect tourism. It will affect the airline companies. We need to look at that. We need to support the government. I have just spoken about the capacity of our airports and also about divestment. Regarding airline pilots, IGRUA was set up in Rai Bareli. We have to go on PPP mode because the pilots coming out of this center do not have the training on aging aircraft. They do not have any instructors. Therefore, the government is considering to have a PPP model for this. Members were mentioning about MROs. Only 15% of the total Indian MRO industries are working here. All our industries are going abroad. So, the government is considering to get the MRO facilities and to increase the pilot training centers. It is also opening the Look East policy. Madam, I would want to tell this House that the government is also talking about aircraft leasing policies. There is 100% tax holidays for 10 years for aircraft leasing on capital gains. So, these are the facilities we are looking at. Madam, we are also looking to link our seas and rivers. Our Honorable Prime Minister had gone to Sabarmati River and talked about enhancing tourism. We want to increase tourism and airplane connectivity under the guidance of Port/Shipping Ministry, which will give us the opportunity on the high sea by working with the Civil Aviation Ministry. Now, we have also reduced the paper processes under EGCA so as to ease the distribution of flying licenses. Heli Sevas have given opportunities for the flying services. Shri Nitin Gadkari ji today mentioned about airports. The Honorable Mantri ji of Civil Aviation is here and he belongs to Madhya Pradesh. Nitin ji had mentioned regarding planes landing in airports on the highway. I belong to Dholpur and in Dholpur we have the same facility out there of the runway. Madam, when we talk about religious tourism, we must also talk about places like Deoghar, where the airport is being talked about. We should open up the airport there because it is of national importance.